Usually, sequels cannot live up to the original film, and it usually suffers from either too many writers, too long of a wait. The guy and the cast or the star of the film usually doesn't want to come back and do it, or it's kind of like it's not a lot of motivation goes into it, and or it's just plain bad. Like I said, sequels usually do not work, especially third and fourths. They're really usually really bad. And I'm happy to say John Wick Chapter 2 delivers. This is John Wick Chapter 2. Okay, Keanu Reeves comes back as the hard-hitting, brutal, violent assassin who's been working for the Assassin's Guild. He kind of comes out of retirement because they kind of give him he's some kind of blood oath, okay? And he has to help this guy. He's kind of like how do you would say, he's kind of like the leader of the assassins that he's worked for, who made a name for himself in. So he kind of has to come in and do it again because he's kind of forced to. Honestly, the plot of this movie is nothing you haven't seen before. It's the execution and the fight scenes on this movie that really get a home run. It's better than the Super Bowl. I gotta say, better than the Patriots becoming Super Bowl champions for the 1,000th time. I say John Wick Chapter 2. The fight scenes, it's like, okay, it's a lot more brutal on this movie. The fight scene, there's a couple scenes where you see John Wick kill people with pens and pencils. He jams it into somebody's throat. He stabs somebody, and it gets pretty violent on this. It gets pretty gory. There's a couple scenes that you kind of, I didn't understand exactly what was going on because he's walking away and he fights against a sumo guy. He's a sumo wrestler looking guy, and he starts beating him up, and then for some reason, I don't know what it was. Maybe it's the version I was watching. I don't know what happened, but he's walking away, and you see him kill these people that he had just walked up to and started fighting with, but he just shows him walking away, and maybe I think I had too much energy drink or something happened, but this John Wick, the original one, got an 85% on Rotten Tomatoes, and this one got 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. Wow. So John Wick Chapter 2 is nothing you haven't seen. The only thing that I think is this franchise, like I said, very few pictures can deliver, and John Wick Chapter 2 definitely delivered on all accounts because it's really, like I said, the plot's not going to break the world in half or anything like that, and it's not going to impress you. It's some of the best fight scenes. Like I said, the editing is on point. The fight scenes, I watch very carefully a fight scene, and I know what's going on. If, like, just say the camera angle, there's too much editing, or it's either on this side or that side, or shaky cam. There's one scene on this movie I spotted that looks like it was a little bit shaky, a little bit. But really, this movie is a perfect example what few sequels can actually do, and that's be relevant. I think this franchise is gonna, and I'm guessing, especially for the end. Here's a spoiler warning. If you don't know that, if you haven't seen this movie, I'm gonna give you a spoiler right now. You might wanna cover your ears. Okay, at the very end of this movie, he kills a guy inside the building where all the assassins meet, and the guy who he promised he was going to come and do this, because he goes to Rome, Italy, to kill all these different assassins, and by the way, there's a girl on this movie who looks really, really like she could kill somebody, and because you guys remember the original John Wick, Adriana Pakley played somebody you would want to go out with, but at the same time, you probably want to kill in an argument. I'm just kidding, Rob. So you got this girl in here who's this is, keep in mind, this is the world's deadliest assassin on the movie, and John Wick's kind of like, that's the best you got. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to kill you. So that it's kind of like he's saying that or something, because he kills everything he sees, everyone he makes contact with. This movie doesn't have that much time for talk, even though you already know what's going on. You already know what's going to happen. You know that the body count is a whole lot bigger on this film. That's kind of hard to believe, especially with the first one. The first one's kind of it was a surprise hit. I didn't expect it to be this good. I didn't expect this sequel to be this good either. So I give John Wick Chapter 2 a 8 out of 10. Or no, a 9 out of 10, simply because sequels just did not live up to the hype. And this movie definitely lived up to the hype, and I'm very proud to say that John Wick Chapter 2, I buy it on Blu-ray, I buy it on DVD, I give it an Oscar, Academy Award for best fight scenes, best stuntman work on this movie, best martial arts. Because like I said, there's a lot of judo on this movie, and it's basically the gun battles are just violent. I'm telling you, everybody's getting gunned down on this movie. When John Wick grabs somebody, you know what's going to happen. He's going to kill a couple guys and kill the guy that he's got in a chokehold or something like that. So John Wick Chapter 2, I give this movie all the recognition it can get. Okay, if you like this video, please subscribe to the Filmview Network, support this blog, and like I said, like this video, share it, and please give it some support. And like I said, I haven't been around because I'm very busy. I've been working on a project, which I'll reveal at a later date. Okay, all right. I'll see you guys real soon. Bye.